Good morning. This is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your writing assignment number one, the rough draft. I want to share with you the first thing that I do when I take a look at rough drafts. I just briefly scroll through to see if and how a student has applied the format. And you have done this beautifully. It's very clear that you understand what each of the sections is looking for, and you have applied that understanding. So kudos. When I take a look inside of each one of these areas, I notice here you give me a great description of the place. Here you want to tighten up a little bit the type of communication. You share with me that communication has failed. You haven't shared with me what kind of communication takes place. So best to say in that second paragraph, in the office there are 15 workers. Among the four agencies, we usually communicate by phone, through email, or something like that. So you need to give me the nature of the communication. You share with me that you have problems with communication. I clearly understand that, but I need to know what kinds of communication that you have that are failing. Next, this is perfect. You use what's called parallel structure, and you break down each one of these four areas that you're looking into in terms of barriers that you've noticed or inhibitors you've noticed in your workplace. Let's take a look at these incidents or examples. So one of the things that I need you to take a look at and go back and review is what's called subject-verb agreement. Let me read to you this example. The monthly invoices for services rendered to the individuals that must be completed and sent out to the funding agencies by the 15th of each month is always late. Invoices is plural. Is your verb is singular. So you want to say invoices are. So one of those things, what subject verb agreement means is that the number, whether you have singular or plural subject, matches the number, singular or plural verb. So you want to go back and check that. Again, this one perhaps better to say is, the monthly invoices needed required to render services for individuals must be completed by the 15th of each month, period. They are frequently late. So you want to just make sure that you have that you're detailed and succinct, and give very specific examples. So you want to make sure that you talk about, here, the next one, the first monthly financial report by the contract administrator is due to the chief financial officer on X number. It was late. So you want to make sure that your subject and verb is an agreement in terms of number, but also in terms of tense. So if you have one part of the subject or one part of the sentence or one part of the idea in a group of sentences that's past tense, you want to make sure that they use past tense throughout. And that is what I would recommend you going back and taking a look at and correcting. And I look forward to reading your final copy.